What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, you're either going to be like, Chris JaAm is bashing Cyberworld again, or you're going to be like, yes, he's pointing out the obvious. He's speaking up for fans that want quality Transformers products so this franchise can be good. I don't know where you fall. Let me know in the comments. But there's some interesting details that were revealed with Cyberworld, including with the toy line and the show itself at New York Toy Fair yesterday at the time of this recording. So I just wanted to make a video talking about giving you guys my honest opinion on things as always. So let's start off with the pricing for the figures. So that Scorponok playset is going to be $60. I guess it's a playset, but you know, for $60 with regular gimmick toys, not even for 60, it was like $40. You got Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus. That was a gimmick toy. It had lights and sounds, flip out weapons, while all still being highly articulated, highly detailed and painted, complex transformation, still also aimed at kids and collectors alike. Now you're going to make the argument, but this is meant for kids. Stop thinking about collectors. Wouldn't you want kids to have good product too? When I was 5 years old, I didn't want the crappy movie gimmick toys. I wanted what the main attraction was to those toy lines back then, which isn't what it is anymore. It's mostly just gimmick toys. You don't get Voyager and Leader class figures with gimmick lines anymore, which is ridiculous. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. If they did do that again, there would be higher sales because more kids would want to buy them and more collectors would want to buy them. When I was a little kid, I was 4 or 5 years old, I didn't want the freaking Smash and Change or Cyber Battlers, whatever they were called back then. I wanted the Leader Class 2005 Cybertron Optimus Prime. That was a gimmick figure. That was $40. Lights and sounds, highly detailed, painted, articulated, semi-complex transformation. And that was a kid's toy. That was considered a gimmick toy back then for that show and toy line. There were no simplified, kiddie, cheap, boring gimmick toys for that line and cartoon back then. There wasn't any of that for Energon. It was just a combiner gimmick with some clear plastic weapons. There wasn't any of this for, or there was some for animated, but it wasn't the whole line. It was a small portion. The main attraction was the more complex stuff. Deluxes, Voyagers, Leader class. There were Legends class too. And same thing with the original movies. Same thing with Beast Wars. So what I'm trying to say here is, you look at all this, you know, Grimlock, $30. The Cyber Changer Megatron, $25. The Armored Bumblebee and Galvatron, $15. And then the Cyber Changers, $10. Over $10 after tax and stuff. This is expensive stuff for what is supposed to be simplified gimmick toys, cheap options for kids if they want, you know, just simple stuff if parents can't get them. Leader class, Fallen from Age of the Primes, you know. You could get a Cyber Changer figure for $10, I guess. I feel like Cyber Changers should be $5, Bumblebee and Galvatron should be $10, Grimlock should be $20, and Scorponok should be $40 in a perfect world. But no, it's 2025, cost of oil and whatever it is what it is. And plus, it's not even just that. I'm sure there's probably corporate greed in there as well. Oh, instead of charging 50, we could do 60 because I know there's going to be suckers out there that'll buy it. That's literally the type of stuff these suits be saying behind the scenes. You could argue on that with me in the comments. But honestly, do you really want to stand up for suits? I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous to me that there's people defending this. I mean, if you like it, that's fine. But to say I'm wrong for just pointing out the facts, what it used to be and what it is now, and the fact that it's not selling, like Earthspark's toy line flopped. It shelf warmed and went on deep clearance for years. Nobody wants what Hasbro is making, the angle they're going for these new toy lines and these new cartoons. Kids know what's good. Kids are not dumb. They're not vegetables. They have complex emotion. They know what they want. It's probably even better now than it was when I was a little kid. I'm in my 20s now. I grew up in the 2000s. So it's a different time, with all the technology and social media. It wasn't as advanced when I was a little kid as it is now. So I'm sure kids are even more self-aware about certain things than ever. So to sit here and say, oh, these are for kids, stop being a jerk or whatever, that's kind of that's not really cool to say about kids, because you're making it seem like you think they're dumb. When I was 5 years old, 20-something years ago, knew the difference between crappy, cheap gimmick toys and a leader class 2007 Optimus Prime. So you want to sit here and tell me that this is something that doesn't matter, it's not for the targeted demographic or of your age or something, which is true, but look at what it was before these toy lines started flopping and they took this new, cheap approach where Hasbro doesn't want to invest in the new series for kids and they just want to dump everything into the collector line, when they both used to be on the same level. And that's when things sold well. Already 2015 didn't sell the greatest. Cyberworld didn't sell the greatest. Or Cyberverse, I should say. And then Earthspark was like the tipping point. That was like the worst selling cartoon in so long. It probably sold worse than Beast Machines. I don't know the exact stats. I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating, but it seems like it. So you couple all that together and it just seems like an obvious choice. Stop doing these cheap, crappy gimmick toys that not even little kids want, because they know the difference between wanting a leader class Fallen and wanting this stupid Scorponok playset that costs even more than that Fallen figure for retail. So it's just dumb to me. You can't even make the excuse of, oh, these are cheap, or these are cheaper options for little kids if they can't get the more collector-oriented stuff, when this Scorponok is more expensive than a leader class figure. It's $5 more expensive. So the parent is more than likely going to buy a leader class figure than this stupid Scorponok playset that can't even move its legs. So that argument doesn't even make sense anymore, because even gimmick toys are super expensive this time around. And, back in the 2000s, with gimmick toys like this, you had an Ultimate Bumblebee with the 2007 toy line that I think it was like $80 or $90 or something, or maybe even $100. But that thing was ahead of its time. It had like over 100 different sound effects. It could move on its own. It had a semi-complex transformation, a ton of sculpted details and paint on it. That was a gimmick toy. Yes, it was a little pricey, but back then that was like a masterpiece figure. The technology used on that piece was so ahead of its time that, a lot of people watching this video don't even realize it. But look up that Ultimate Bumblebee, and there really wasn't much of anything on the market at the time like that figure. And that was one of the highest selling figures of that year for the holiday season. You could look that up. It's facts. That was a gimmick figure. That was considered something not really high-end, not your typical leader class, but it was a little bit more expensive. But then again, you got more with it. You got the detail, the articulation, and the sculpt, along with the gimmicks that made up for the price. And they were actually insane and super out there. It was amazing. I used to have that figure when it came out. I got it for my birthday, I think. So just all of this, I could talk for hours and give different examples and bring the facts here. There's still going to be people that are like, what are you talking about, man? It's not that serious. None of this matters. Tell that to the people at Hasbro whose jobs are on the line. If these figures sell horribly, tell that to the fans that want to see this franchise do well, and they don't want it to turn into He-Man in 5 to 10 years. There's a lot riding on this stuff. Pop culture, the future of that, the future of art with AI and everything, if these toys don't pick up in sales. And this is the stuff that they're coming out with. more of the same old stuff, the same garbage with that made Earthspark go on deep clearance and shelf warm for like 3 years. It's insane to me. I don't get it. I don't get why quote unquote fans like to comment that this doesn't matter. It's just for kids. Because you're not sounding smart. You're just sounding like you're trying to sound smart. And you don't sound like a real fan of Transformers. So, I don't know, guys. And also, there's news here that the animated series is going to be on YouTube only, 36 episodes and 5 minutes long. I guess that could be good. I mean, shorter attention spans nowadays with YouTube and TikTok and everything. But at the same time, I was talking about this on live last night at the time of this recording with my boy James. Little kids still want characters to connect with, and you cannot get a story out of characters to like with a 5-minute series per episode. Like, that's worse than Cyberverse. Cyberverse was like 12 minutes. And people back then were complaining about only a 12-minute show instead of like, 20, 25 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know about this. It could be good for attention spans, maybe get more views on things. It could not be a good thing. It could get the opposite reaction that Hasbro's looking for because, again, still little kids want characters they can connect with and have an attachment to actually want to go out and buy these figures, begging their parents at Walmart or Target while they're out grocery shopping to get them the new Mirage figure or something. So I don't know how effective this is going to be. We got to wait and see. Could be good or bad. I don't want to hate on the runtime too much, but it is something to bring up that this could have the opposite effect that Hasbro's looking for due to them not really having enough time to flesh out characters. You could make the excuse of, they didn't flesh out characters in G1, but then again, that was a 20-some minute cartoon, and there was a crazy cast of like 30-something characters or something like that. So what did you really expect from an 80s cartoon back then? It never really was like that to begin with. And storytelling with cartoons has gotten better since then, so that's not really a good argument to make, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, I don't want to ramble on too much longer. Just figured I'd talk about this news to give you guys my thoughts on it, because I'm not one to sit here and just think everything is cool and fine. These are just for kids and it's not for me or something, when things are just not the way it used to be. And Transformers needs help with certain things. They're not really doing good in this department, so maybe switch it up. Go back to what actually sold back in the day, because kids are a lot simpler than we think. It's like dealing with somebody my age just as a little kid. Like, they know certain things. They know the difference, because I know for a fact, because I was a little kid and you were a little kid, whoever is watching this video. So I don't understand what the argument here is, what the difference is, But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below, how do y'all feel about Cyberworld so far? All my social medias are linked down below, including my email, if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to subscribe to my Patreon, link down below. It's got tons of exclusive content that you won't see here on YouTube or any of my other social media accounts, such as exclusive toy photography, stop motions, behind the scenes of projects I'm working on, such as dioramas, videos, and more. So if you guys would help support me and help support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. It is $5 a month. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye.